Hello everyone, this is ShikiYuki, and in this video, I'll be showing you my personal top 20 upcoming game titles on Steam. As we all aware, big Steam sales are on its way, and even if that's the fact, new video games are still on the roll and they can't wait to spend our mullahs off of our wallets. To prevent a major burnout, here are my personal recommendations to put on your wishlist as I provide you a brief synopsis of the game as well as my opinions about them. Before we proceed, please do keep in mind that the list that I'll be providing is made by me. With that, personal preferences are included and I do not follow to most mainstream games. I usually look at indie games as they are my thing to support. If we do click, I hope this video can help you to get some games into your list. Without further ado, let's get this started. Starting on number 20 is Rockford Academy, a text-based game set into the world of magic. As a role of a first-year student, you have to mingle, study spells, and venture to the unknown mystery behind the subsequent cases of missing students. Choices will be given to the player that would completely change the outcome of the game, so there will be quite an amount of replayability. Personally, it reminds me of one specific visual novel, Little Witch Romanesque. With that thought, I would recommend trying this game out when it gets released on Steam. Though, this ain't for you if you're looking for a fast-paced action, as combat here will be dealt by a card game mechanic. Going to number 19 is Brave Network Online, a turn-based game PvP battle mechanic about the futuristic world of Toronto where they compete to the ultimate sport of their culture, bravery. Despite the evolution of advanced technology, resource scarcity exists, and to keep the citizens in order, they made such culture to saturate their sanity. Along the way, you'll make online friends, battle with strangers, and customize your playstyle into your fitting. Basically, the battle system here can be explained in Undertale language. For the good part, it will be an online game and the battle mechanic would have that easy to play, hard to master feel. Hopefully, the game will be awesome as I look forward for its release. Introducing us with its hard rock soundtrack, number 18 is Ancient Abyss, a game inspired from the 2D Zelda games as it combines those elements to make this game intriguing. Additionally, it features permadeath, roguelike mazes, and exploration to master your skills as you collect loot from your adventures. For sure there will be a lot of games like this with its similar kind of game, but with its fluid movements and variety of weapons for both melee and ranged, this game is a keeper. You'll probably want to check this out, especially if you're to the Legend of Zelda series. With that, I will be polishing those dodge rolls if I were you. Next for number 17 is Teambird's Alliance, an MMO bullet hell game where you fly with your plane against the feline empire. Cooperate with other players as you go through the skies and take against enemies an endless wave of colorful bullets. Experience amounts of different classes as you collect parts, complete missions, and unlock skills to master. I played the game with its open beta and liked its simplicity. You'll be surprised as you go along with strangers as you fight alongside with them. It is recommended to play with friends as more the merrier, quite of a good time passer game. Thus, this ain't for players who's into narrative as the game would let you engage more on grinding gears and daily missions. On cue, number 16 is Love, Money, Rock and Roll, an indie visual novel that features our 4 heroines and your character on a roller coaster ride of mysteries and personal conflicts and idealism. Made by the same creator of Everlasting Summer, the game sets into the romanticism of the 80s as it provides its rich narrative, well-made character backgrounds, good amounts of soundtracks, and surprising plot twists. Personally, I haven't played Everlasting Summer, but for this title, it gave me that anticipation that there will be quite a story to tell, and make players be engrossed into their seats as the story slowly cooks into perfection. With that, my advice for you is to prepare yourself if necessary. Welcoming you with its sequel on number 15 is Nirvana, cyberpunk bartender action, a visual novel set into the life of the dystopian world revolving with its economic issues. The player will be controlling the bartender named Sam. As you work inside the Nirvana bar, you'll be serving drinks to patrons as you steer them into your heart's content that can possibly change their lives. Well, that's how you can progress the story. For peeps who wants to change of pace in gaming, this is a recommendation from the gods. Otherwise, go stick your heads elsewhere, for this might be too mature to handle regarding with its conversation of violence and sexual innuendos. With that, player's discretion is advised. Beating up to number 14 is Muse Dash, a brilliant reading game that's mixed with traditional parkour element. The game's about these 3 cute Lolita girls in defeating their enemies as they dance in the music. Originally released on Android and iOS, it finally made its way on Steam as they provide a cool update with a limited time exclusive skin for PC players. As a reading gamer, I am fascinated with its art, reminding me of the DJ Max series. Even with its awesome theme, expect that the game won't be child-friendly, as the characters would have possible revealing clothes and suggestive poses and voices. With that, I do recommend playing with the headphones. It enhances the experience as you play anyway. Drilling up to number 13 is Pikopiko, a 2D Metroidvania inspired that follows Pico, a student at HalfLife Academy that aims to be the best blacksmith. Along with her half-fox friend, Pico goes into an adventure to defeat her classmates, improving her plastic toy hammer is the strongest weapon ever existed. The retro feel gave me this eager to want this game. After all, Rabby Weeby is another game that became successful with this kind of genre, even if that is been owned by the publisher that specializes more on visual novels. You know what I'm talking about. Thus, if you want to join along with Pico's quest to be the master blacksmith, congrats, you just admitted yourself that you're a lolicon. So let's just go on and move along. On another Metroidvania title on the list, number 12 is Menorah. From the creators of the Menorah series, they've upped their game as they introduce such title that's unlike their previous. Inspired from the history of medieval Europe, Sister Emilia sets on resolving the conflict against the Sacred Office, an organization that leads to purify the sinners who threaten humanity, and the witches who are the ones who are responsible for conducting a mysterious ceremony that contradicts the rules of the church. Its art has such the visual aesthetic combining with its fluid movement for sword plays, spells, and defensive options. Comparing to Menorah, this might work for its gameplay and its narrative combined. Entering to number 11 is Chroma, a visual novel with a compelling story about a cast of characters that were trapped into the world in coma. As you try to survive the 12-hour time limit, you'll be engaging to build relationships and make choices that would affect the game's flow and narrative. Moreover, you'll be facing nightmares to recover your memories and uncover the mystery behind each character as they do have amnesia as well. The game art seems nice, especially their music composition, as they mentioned that they have inspired from the game titles Persona 3 and Catherine, as well as the Monogatari anime series. With those expectations in mind, I'm sure that they'll provide unique approach for visual novels. Going halfway into the list, I would like to get this opportunity to promote my Facebook page and YouTube channel ShikiYuki, where I do provide gaming related videos as well as any content that I would like sharing. If ever you like this video, I really do appreciate if you can share it on your social media account to spread that such channel exists. Now continuing on. Setting up to number 10 is Arcanium, a real-time tech-building X-roguelike game where it revolves around the fantasy world of anthropomorphic animals with their specific alignments and roles. Imagine a real-time combat mechanic of the Final Fantasy series, then fuse it into a game that's similar to Hearthstone or Shadowverse. Then finally, add elements like Slay the Spire roguelike element with its exploration. Then voila, you got a unique combat system that strategizes you to choose your team efficiently and battle against players with their own set of heroes. The game might have grindfest as it is similar to CCGs that might let you go quit on the long run, plus play at your own pace. Grouping at number 9 we have Relic Hunter's Legend, an online co-op shooter RPG game where you gather troops and get the best loot to fit your playstyle. You play as your own character as a galaxy that needs saving. The game features solo play, possible storyline and side stories, and characters to be introduced as you progress. It'll be free on Steam when it gets out. Because of that, you can invite up to 4 of your friends to play with you as you run and gun against roboted AIs, and challenge yourself to take tasks that are quite impossible to achieve when you're alone. It probably might be one of the potential best multiplayer game as I give its deserving slot onto my list. Battling out on number 8 is Indivisible, an action-packed RPG platformer game made by the creators of Skullgirls, a fast-paced 2D fighting game of fierce characters from the Dark Deco world. As their world filled with beautiful vibrant scenery, Arja, our heroine, goes into a quest to learn the world as she finds answers about herself. Together with their incarnations, they fight as she earns more abilities, more allies, and more features that's still unknown. I honestly couldn't imagine how the game would turn out as my thought still sticks to the reputation that there are now some bunch of peeps who made a fighting game. If this approach is something they have considered, it is a definite to look out for. Managing its way to number 7 is Idol Manager, an idol simulation game where you'll be taking a role of a manager to train young individuals into their stardom to make your business booming. Now, I have a firm reason of why such title even reached to the top 10. It's because mainly I'm into idols, and the way the trailer presents itself, it is my kind of gameplay that I want to fiddle my mind as I provide you in dealing crisis, building relationships, developing your HQ, and learning possible side stories of the characters in the game. Overall, if you're into idols and you're tired in playing those rhythm game titles, this game would make your dreams come true by making your own harem and potential GL canyons. I can't wait. Rising to number 6 is Eratos, Lords of the Dead. a strategic roguelike game that sets into the dark fantasy theme as you become the necromancer. Managing your minions with the body parts of your dead enemies, this game can be challenging with its gameplay of alchemy, magic, art, and destructive skills. Basically, its similar mechanic can be compared to Darkest Dungeon, another infamous title with its permadeath feature and intelligent AIs that can sweep your party like a flick of a finger. As a necromancer, your objective is to spread your dominance against the humanity as you fight alongside with your assembled minions. Upgrading their feats and skills, I'm sure that this game has a lot more in store for us. Brewing to number 5 is Barista, the game that tells a story in a visual novel way. Into the Melbourne bar where the dead will be granted one last parting gift to talk to the living, introduces a bartender named Maddie Xiao, a never informally trained barista that specializes in infusing coffee, and dark magics due to the being of a disciple of a notorious necromancer. Inspired by anime and film, the unique approach of the game can be promising, as you'll be controlling the game with its cinematic feel of playing and watching at the same time. The HUDs and UIs are quite pleasing to see, and the way you can also choose your dialogue would make this game fulfilling to look forward for its release. For the number 4 game, there's Summer in Menorah, a farming simulation game about a little girl named Tukoa. As you explore the world and take care of the island, you'll be tending your crops and craft useful stuff to aid your farming life. As a gamer, I played some titles of the Harvest Moon franchise. This is yet another title to lose your life that's worth it. So it features most of the things that you can think of when it comes to farming, and the things that you wouldn't know that they'll feature are using your boat and going underwater to explore, meeting characters to befriend and trade stuff, and RPG elements that would probably use your nagging. With that, this is a game worth getting for farming peeps. Going deeper at number 3 is Phantom Bros, a deck-building X-roguelike game where our pretty and powerful maid named Reina is in search for her lost master within the mansion. Due to its theme, she'll be encountering creatures to fight along the way. Being perfect and elegant as she is, Reina is equipped with spell cards and items to deal with those problems. While doing so, you'll be making a potential deck to mix and match cards for your metagame, and trying to be cautious at every area for that is permanent for this game. I'm that person when I see deck building games I buy, but the reason is due to its approach in art as it's dark, cinematic, and anime-like. That's enough to convince me to be put it on the top 3 list. Tearing down to number 2 is Other Side, a horror-themed strategic turn-based game that delivers a messed-up ethereal monochromatic world. Lead your daughters as they survive against the others. Every decision counts as in time there will be sacrifices to be made. Game is similar to XCOM with its combat mechanic, but the catch is that you can predict your enemy's actions in getting ahead in providing commands for your daughters. Because of its theme, it'll provide brutal gameplay, endless wave of despair, and an appealing art with its monochromatic world with a pinch of color red. If you want to follow their updates, you may check it out on Steam and their FB page. I tell you, it is a title worth checking. Finally, following on the hype, number 1 is Bloodstained, Ritual of the Night, a Metroidvania game that's made by our man Koji Igarashi, creator of the Castlevania series. Moving away from the series, the story focuses at Miriam, a human who has the ability to absorb shards to use the power of the demons. The game started as a Kickstarter and got more backers as what we didn't anticipate. Now, after 4 years in the making, going its way to provide 13 free DLCs and more, Iga did not let us down by having quite the nostalgia of his previous titles Dawn of Sorrow and Order of Ecclesia, which basically is the gist of how I can explain the gameplay features of the game. It's actually out and you should get a copy. And that wraps up my top 20 upcoming game titles on Steam. While giving my outro, here are my special mentions that you should go and check it out as well. Since I do have a lot of games on my wishlist, might as well share the burden of embracing Gaben Hell. Again, if you like this video, don't hesitate to subscribe and give me a thumbs up. Also, if you want to be updated first, hit the bell notification for more gaming related topics. Do give me more suggestions of the content that I should do next. With that, this is ShikiYuki signing off, and until the next video, cheers!